Hey, good afternoon. All right, so what I'm going to show you today is we are going to be installing a OPC-781 on an ICOM A120. So this is an airband radio. It's AM only, and what usually actually comes in this little COM series or ICT style power supply and rack. What's missing on here is you can't, there's a speaker on the front, but what the OPC-781 allows you to do is you can actually split the audio, so it simultaneously comes out of the speaker and it comes out of a 1/4-inch jack, and there's also an input here, so you can co-locate a speaker output, or you can send the audio somewhere else, and you can also have the input, so you can use a microphone. So I'm going to show you how to install this guy today. And I'm going to do it in real time. So what we're going to do is, this is just compression fit on here. No screws or anything. So you're going to get your hands right up in here, and you're just going to pry this up on this side. And same thing on this side. You're just going to get your hands right underneath the housing. And see, it just comes right off. Stack that up here. There's a rubber membrane here. Just go ahead and take that guy off as well. And we don't need the box. And then you have 4 screws holding the lid in. So we're going to go ahead and take those out too. Alright, we're going to go ahead and slowly bring this up. Be careful not to scratch the board. Set it aside. And then the OPC has a very deliberate gasket here, which is going to go into this corresponding notch. So you're going to take this back piece out. Should just fit right in there. And then slide the cable to your OPC right in that grommet right there. And it's already perfect size. Then the other thing that ICOM does that I like here is they do the same thing with the power cord. So I'm going to take that out temporarily, just very carefully, not to damage the contacts on the positive and negative 12-volt input here. So this is going to bend ever so slightly. I might even give it like a little turn. And these, I'm not sure if you can see in the video here, might be able to zoom in. Oh yeah, all right, cool. So there's some notches on here, right there on the corner. Those are going to correspond to the notches that are on the top of your receptacle here. So it looks like it goes this way. So we're going to go ahead and just directly plug it right in. Very careful not to bend any of these pins or get too much of my fingerprints on the board. Never know what they're going to use this for in the future. So we're just going to have a lot of fun kind of finagling this in here. Like I said, this whole video, real time. You can speed through if you want, but yeah, this step is quite literally just plugging this connector. Ah, see, I was full of it. Looks like it actually goes in better this way. All right, so gonna get one side in, and then maybe rock it in. Nope, I was right the first time. Yep, there we go. So make sure that's seated. Make sure this really isn't touching anything uber important. And we're going to slide this guy back on right there. Making sure those two are happy. And now we are ready to put our metal cover back on. Like I said, being very careful not to scratch the board with it. I'm going to start on the back, and then I'm going to rock it towards the front. And we're going to put our screws back in here. Now, this is annoying me a little bit because the OPC doesn't actually come with any screws. So you might get the idea that you might need to go ahead and get yourself some screws, and let me show you the way you can mount this. Now, if you threw away the screws that go into the side, you will be upset because the OPC has holes here and here, which are perfectly aligned, so you can plug it in, or so you can bolt it on the radio, like so. And you can do this inside or out of your Duracom style case here. And there's enough cable to where you can put it on either side. Have a little bit. You can put that in a service loop if you want. I'll show you how I do it here. And then this just gets set aside. We don't need the little rubber grommet anymore. And our membrane goes back on here. You can clip this or leave it on if you ever want to take that off. I recommend just leaving it on, unless it bothers you. Right. All right, so we are all back together now. Grab our case, slide the radio in like so. Ain't she purty? And if you can see in there, we're just gonna align those holes. Actually, oh, too much. There we go. So we're just going to go ahead and align those holes that are on the case here with the holes that are on your OPC. And I have my mic hung up on the right side of this radio. So I'm going to mount this OPC on the left side. Just double check and see exactly where that is. All right, we got it. Be very careful to actually find. There it is. There we go. That feels better. All right. The first one's always the trickiest because you gotta actually find the hole, and then the second one should be pretty much self-giving because your OPC will act as a template for you. Alright. Then grab these wires out of the way. See what I mean? Just lines it right up. Real nice. Flip around. Now we're putting these screws in. And that pretty much, that's kind of the end of the video here. I'm just going to throw these screws in, but yeah, your OPC is installed now. So it just sits on the left side, and you can put it either forward facing or rear facing. In this aspect, or in this configuration, I'm going to use it for a front facing audio need. But if you're going to sit it on a desk and you don't want to see a bunch of wires, you can turn it around. So there's a lot of versatility with this little mount. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this helped somebody. Have a good one.